I would love to be an entrepreneur someday. I think what I learned from the E-ship program was that I can work in any work environment, I guess, and I'll be happy as long as the work is cool.
Well, we have a tremendous level of interest of students applying for the program. And then most of them decide they really like entrepreneurship, and then they devote the rest of their MIT undergraduate to getting the right courses, and hopefully some of them will go on to found companies.
You know, here at the Trust Center, we are 100% focused on how do we make the entrepreneurs more educated. In that sense, I mean more rigorous and more relevant so that they can be productive sooner.
And I think by having a program on entrepreneurship, we're just taking this one step further. We're going from putting this all together in the center from an academic point of view to actually having these people be in the field and letting them see what entrepreneurship is all about.
I worked for Avatech, now Mountain Hub, originally on hardware and entrepreneurial aid for them, helping out with packaging design, things like that. Got involved with a little bit of software development towards the end, really kind of just helping out wherever I was needed.
I worked at Axion Systems, and I was a mechanical engineering intern officially, but I did a lot more computer science work.
I think the most important skill I gained was just to be kind of a self-starter and know when to kind of jump in on something. I think at a startup, more so than like a regular internship, you have a lot more freedom and you can do it that way you want. So for me, it was a lot of trying to figure out what to do each day and how I could best apply my skills in order to help the company.
Working in a startup is unique in that they are given total ownership of a project. They are given a task, given a project, and asked to figure out how to fix it and how to do it, with interaction with the founding members, but very much so independent work.
They were testing their thrusters, and they had a piece of software that was supposed to be used to analyze a lot of the data coming out of the thrusters. So basically they had me just sort of revamp the code, add some new features, and make it nice and pretty. It was something that someone else had started, but I was really able to take it and just make it mine, and I thought that towards the end, like, it really had my signature all over it.
And so I'm really glad that that was my first internship experience, because it meant that when I went to work for a large company, I was more self-aware and more self-reliant in terms of getting things done. So my next internship was really successful. I would say to definitely apply, because it teaches you a lot of skills in a way that I think most internship programs really can't. And it's being able to work at a startup without the uncertainty of being in a startup, because you're backed by the Trust Center, which is fantastic.
If you're an undergraduate, you're curious about entrepreneurship, you can take a class, but here's an opportunity to not only take a class, but actually do it in the real world. And that will clarify for you over a summer whether you want to become an entrepreneur or whether you want to just take the skill set you've had and take it to another environment that isn't a startup. And so that's the goal of the program, and that's what we achieve.